weekend may not be the best for a wedding, but if you're a couple looking to plan a wedding that's memorable for all the right reasons, you may need some guidance. So here's Vince Early and Kelly Early from Thomas Caterers of Distinction to help out our local couples. Hi, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You know, this is a time, and many of my girlfriends are brides that are kind of panicking. Some of them have had to cancel their weddings. They're going to do a party later. Some of them keep postponing them. But for those that want to go forward, where should they even begin and where should their head be at?
Well, first of all, we want to make sure that we're providing a safe location for our guests to celebrate and for the couples to have the celebration that they can have.
So do you think a lot of times we want everyone to take their temperatures, and I know waivers have been a big thing. Now, how would you go about doing this, gracefully? Do we send waivers before everyone arrives at the occasion, or how would you kind of lay that groundwork?
We've looked at both. We've looked at the online waiver forms, but we found that just as people arrive, just having a whole bunch of clipboards, checking everybody in, that way we don't have to go through lists and stuff, but it seems to be happening really quickly. We have to take their temperature anyway, so a quick waiver sign and then on to the next station has been working very well.
Okay, so that's kind of protocol these days. Now let's talk about the actual event. It's going to look quite different. Let's go about cocktail hour. So what should that entail now?
Well, right now, I mean, of course, we're encouraging everybody to wear their mask for as much as possible. But when they are eating and drinking, we're outside. We're spreading the areas out a lot more cocktail tables to help guests spread out. We're serving food in protective ways with custom designed hors d'oeuvre trays. And also, we're also protecting our beverages with different ways of serving beverages.
Very cool. And I know I was reading about these cool wristbands. Now, this is a very different idea, but I'm loving it. So tell me about those.
Yeah, I wish we could take credit for the idea. It was something that went on social media, spun around on social media really quick, but we picked up on the idea because we were watching guests who were coming early June, the earlier weddings, and we're doing it for the safety, the protection, and the comfort of the guest at the event. We see guests show up with a mask on. They haven't seen somebody in 2 years. That person reaches out for a hug and that person's eyes get really big.
It's like awkward because you want a hug, but you don't want a hug.
Right. And people are different right now. There's people who feel very comfortable out there in public and there are people who don't. And we just want every guest to be able to be there and be comfortable. And that's why the green wristband, if you're okay with hugs and handshakes, the yellow wristband, if you're okay with just talking, but kind of a please don't touch me type of a thing. And,
Right.
and it's really helping everybody be comfortable.
I think that's awesome. We need those at work. That would be great. Like,
Yes.
oh, please don't talk to me. Please. Tracy's nodding his head yes. Please avoid me 100%. Let's talk about the cake, because I'm thinking gone are the days, when you go to a celebration, even like a birthday, and someone blows over the candles of the cake. So how is that going to be different as far as weddings go?
Right. So according to all the guidance that are being passed down to hotels, restaurants, caterers, we're not allowed to have any food on display where it can be contaminated by any guest getting close to it. So we custom designed a cake cover.
Okay.
As soon as the cake gets there, we put that cap on it. It stays on it till all the guests are seated. And when the bride and groom get introduced into the room, we take the cap off, they walk straight over to the cake, they cut the cake, we put the cap back on it, and we escort the cake out of the room. So being able to display it, yeah.
That's a great idea. It's a little pristine. It's in its own little case. Now, you guys don't recommend programs anymore, is that right?
Correct. Our goal is to limit contact as much as possible, whether it's fans at the ceremony or programs, anything that can be switching hands multiple times from guest to guest, from guest to staff. So we recommend like a sign, a really pretty sign that has all the program information on it.
Beautiful. That sign right there is gorgeous.
Yes.
I like that. And one of my favorite things to do is let loose on the dance floor. But dancing, of course, these days is going to look quite different. So what are your recommendations as far as that goes?
We work with our DJs to help keep encouraging guests to wear a mask. And that would be our one plea to anybody right now, is to remember that even after dancing, to continue to wear your mask and have fun, but be safe about it. After dinner, everybody's got a couple cocktails in them, and people start to loosen up a little bit, but we are all working together as an industry to continue to encourage guests to remember to wear their mask all the way through the event.
Great information right there on the screen where you can get more. Thank you guys so much. You can still make those incredible memories. We just have to do it a little differently to be safe. Thanks so much for joining us.